And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals, the grand finales here of the FEL Fusion Esports League Cracov 2025 Polish Championship. It's been an intense weekend of StarCraft, going through Group A, going through Group B, and finally settling here in the playoffs with our top two players of Poland. We have our top two here. It's going to be a PvZ, and spawning in the top left hand corner of MaNa, we have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, the Polish Zerg, also representing Team Liquid, as this is a team kill. It is Elazer. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets as we dive into our initial matchup, into our grand finals. As a reminder as well, this is not a best of 3. It's not a best of 5. It's not a best of 7. This is a best of 9. We're gonna be here for a while, Bobby. We're gonna be here for a while. Best of 9, Bobby. A rare side here to see a best of 9 of all things. But this is the only way to securely confirm who is the best player in Poland in current year in 2025. Who is the best? Who is the Prince of Poland here? Will it be a Zerg? Will it be a Protoss? Will it be Elazer or MaNa? Best of luck in the chat. Up to you to decide. Best of luck. Whew. As we have our initial hatchcast spool, standard opener out of Elazer. Likewise, MaNa going for a gate expand back at home. Standard openers all around. Welcome one and all to MaNa. Of course, no vetoes because of the best of 9. No vetoes here. We are embracing every single map that we have available to us. Let's go. As usual, probe, it does pull away. Again, just being as annoying as possible. Keeping tabs here on Elazer, forcing some inefficient mining, if at all possible as well. He's trying to bait the drones out. And again, it's really, I would say, it's shocking. If a year ago, if you told me, like, yo, we were going to be seeing a big event happening in Poland and MaNa was going to be in the finals, I'd be like, what? Not Cristiano, not Geralt, not Spirit, but MaNa instead up against Elazer. Again, a year, we spoke about this earlier, but 2 years ago, MaNa, he was not really too active in StarCraft. He was competing every now and then, but he wasn't really devoting too much time, and he was a little bit lower on the rung when it comes to European Protoss players. You know, I would have rated players like Cristiano and Geralt higher than MaNa. But ever since last year, I want to say like the beginning of last year-ish, like we saw MaNa competing a lot in Stormgate events, competing a lot in Stormgate Invitationals, and streaming a lot more as well. And we bring this up all the time, but it felt like MaNa, like a fire was lit in once again. Like he got the passion to compete again, and he did divert that attention to StarCraft. He diverted it back to StarCraft once the Stormgate events died down. He continued to stream, continued to compete, continued to make content, and as a result, he's been excelling and improving so much more. It's almost like a renaissance of MaNa, where he kind of, you know, died down. You know, there was a bit of a lull, as we're going for an all-in, by the way. There's gonna be an all-in. We're going for a Link Flood, but MaNa, like, his career kind of dipped down for a couple of years, you know, around 2023, 2024, but here coming into 2025, he has been on point, has been on fire, and we'll see if he can claim the win. As Elazer, he's massing up Lings, and he's going for a massive Link Flood. Let's go. Does move out, doesn't see, doesn't scout. Ooh, MaNa's in the dark. MaNa, he's claiming a third base. Back at home, he's got his first Oracle on the way, but he has no idea what's coming his way. He doesn't know what's coming across the map. Not yet, not now. As Lings, they're going for the third, they're gonna knock it down. Alas, Elazer, he will force a cancel. Does take down the expansion. And doesn't keep going from here. He rotates back around. Behind this, MaNa's droning. MaNa, he's droning up, he's trying to catch up in workers. He's down currently when it comes to the economy. But he is catching up and rotating back around and continuing to just contain MaNa on 2 bases. Just containing the Protoss, keeping him pinned. Likewise, diving on the pylon, gets us around, will knock it down. Nice pick up. Takes in the pylon, supply blocking MaNa as well. Ay. Yeah, MaNa, he is supply blocked behind this, going for a robo into Twilight Council, into what looks to be Archon drop. Extra gateways have been thrown down. He has to spend his money somewhere, some way, and he's being forced into an all-in. Yeah, there's the Archon drop. Temple Archives here. That's to get Archons up and running. Now he finally expands, but such a late third base here for MaNa. It's so late, it's so delayed. Elazer going back in. He shouldn't force a cancel, but does surround the Adepts. Ooh, not quite able to there. MaNa, he does deflect. He holds on to his third. But again, a rough start for MaNa. Behind this Elazer, he's already droning up to 60. Now taking gases. Roach Warren is on the way. Lair is on the way as well. Elazer just freely droning, freely saturating, and getting ready for what's to come. Now, seeing his vision here, he already saw the Robo. Seeing a Robo after the Stargate screams Archon drop, so he knows. He should know what's coming his way. Elazer going for his own drop play, actually. Okay. Roach production has begun. He's getting ready for his own Ling drop in towards the main. Remember, there's no Overlord speed, so it's going to be a bit of a slow drop lord. A slower drop lord, I should say. Yeah. He'll make his way in eventually. As the Prism is spotted. And Roaches are coming out just in time to defend. It's going to be close. Yeah, they're already out. Roaches, they respond. Ling drop into the main, going for the pylon. Pylon does go down. Picks up, pulls away. Likewise, a Prism looking for a way in. Finding a Queen, not bad. We'll get it. Queen goes down. This is a nice pickup here from MaNa, but ideally he wants more, right? He wants workers, he wants creep tumors, he wants more queens. Elazer is getting up to 3 bases. He's cutting workers at 62. He does have a 4th base on the way just for Larva, and I believe he's going for the all-in. Yeah, he's just massing up nothing but Lings, Roaches, and Ravagers. He's rallying everything across the map. He knows he has momentum. He knows that he is close to breaking his opponents, close to breaking MaNa. And it's all or nothing for Elazer. Drop of the main base goes down. Overlord being chased out in the center. And what is it to defend? 0 shield batteries. Oof. 0 shield batteries here at the 3rd base. 0 shield batteries at the natural. There are stasis traps. True. They will connect. Not bad. Stasis traps are popping off. Storm connects as well. But is this enough? It shouldn't be. Especially once the stasis trap runs out. So the rotating it. Oh, Biles connect. They take down the Archon. Cells collapsing in. Stasis trap still has yet to run out. Nice storm. And he gets a full surround. Very impressive play here. Impressive play out of MaNa, but it's just a numbers game. It's still just a numbers game at this point. Getting on top of the Immortal. Diving on the main army. Starts stepping forward. And the Elazer should be able to break through. I mean, the Immortals are holding their own. Another nice storm. That MaNa. Oh my god. He does shut this down. Very impressive defense here by MaNa. As again, defending with the bare minimum, but no, the Archon goes down. This is the army, 2 Immortals, a High Templar, and a Zealot. And MaNa holds. He barely holds on. Again, with the bare minimum. Honestly, if it wasn't for the stasis trap, I think it would have been broken. He would have been broken then and there, so it was an MVP stasis trap for MaNa. Elazer, he backs up. Elazer, he still has momentum, but he's droning. Elazer is droning, so it looks like he has given up on trying to break through. He understands that most likely he can no longer break MaNa, so he is going to be droning. Since MaNa's content creator, so he made it to the finals to make YouTube content. I mean, again, he was focusing primarily on content creation for quite some time, but in recent times, like, that has changed. Like, he's been like looking to improve a lot, like focusing a lot on improvement, on competing again. He had an interview recently where he said that Clem was helping him a lot when it came to his Protoss. I mean, it helps now that Clem is also Protoss as well. So he's also been able to impart some wisdom on MaNa. And Skillus, true. They've actually both learned from Clem. Fun fact. Skills, he also brought that up as well. Charge also do slip into the bases. Getting to the mineral lines, catching out some of the Hydras. Not bad. Yeah, 2, 3 drones going down. Meanwhile, Elazer out of position. The base is exposed. As I'll say, peel off here in towards the 4th. But the Immortals are exposed. Yeah, the Immortals are exposed. Nice storms. Storms a zone away. The Immortals are trying to get behind the army, but one Immortal does go down. Down to 3 Immortals, but again, MaNa still taking the better fight here. Gets on top of the Hydras. Hydras, they're just crumbling here before the Zealots. Boys are being pulled. Immortal goes down. Ooh, nice pick up. Immortal does go down. A little bit of miscontrol there from MaNa. But MaNa, he's done it. Yeah, he's done it. He breaks the base. GG gets called, and MaNa, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, MaNa, a very, very strong defense out of MaNa. Even, like, what's crazy is that, again, MaNa, he had no idea what was happening. He missed the scout, he missed the army, he missed the all-in, and he had very little time to react, but he had some better unit control. He was able to pop off those storms, he was able to reposition his immortals. Again, as I mentioned at the time, the stasis trap was a big part of that as well. Like, he caught so many roaches with that stasis trap to be able to delay the aggression and delay the push, to buy some time, and from there, MaNa overwhelmed. Another reason why things snowballed out of control there is because, again, remember, Elazer, he was all in, he was committed, he was hyper committed to his all in, to his early push. When it failed, he fell behind, he had to re-expand, had to re-drone, he was taking into hydras, but he was caught out just at the right moment, and with that, an impressive game 1 there out of MaNa. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 2, and we'll see if MaNa can extend his lead here or if Elazer can bring it back. Likewise, again, Elazer was really aggressive here. If you were watching previously, you'll know that Elazer, he did nothing but all-in against Spirit. In the semis, he all-in the hell out of Spirit. That also could lead into Spirit's mood today as well, is that, like, he got cheesed out by Elazer, and then he got, you know, had to play a TVP afterwards as well. So hope old mate Piotr is looking after himself. But yeah, like, Elazer, he was hyper aggressive against Spirit. We'll see if that trend continues here as well. As spawning in the top left hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the blue Polish Protoss player. We have the player for Team Liquid leading the series 1-0. It is MaNa. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, the Polish Zerg representing Team Liquid as their teammates. It is Elazer. I see what you did there, Eistan. I see what you did there. He wasn't content with just doing content. Este Eistan. You're an animal, Papi. You're an animal. Go. As behind this, we have a hatch gas pool, standard open out of Elazer, force take the unnatural natural. Likewise, MaNa behind this, setting up. I'm still thinking about the last game, about how MaNa didn't even have any shield batteries. That's how crazy that defense was. I need to emphasize that a little bit more. Remember, if you recall, like, he had no shield batteries at any base either, and he still defended against the all-in. That was crazy. Este MaNa. Meanwhile, MaNa is hunting down the drone. He forces an early gas. Again, there's no intention to let this finish, but he's forcing inefficiencies here out of Elazer. This is where the probe, like, camps the gas geyser. Says a cancel. The probe, he wants that drone. He wants him. Oh no, get out of here. Laser, he pulls away. Get out of here, Pappy. The probe is hunting you down. No, he wants him. Oh my, he gets surrounded. Oh my god, the trap. Gets locked in for a moment. MaNa pulls away. Whew, he gets out. Okay, no one loses anything. In general, that was a better trade for MaNa because, again, he forced out a gas geyser, had to cancel, lost mining time. MaNa got what he wanted. Behind this, Stargate opener out of MaNa. Just like last game. Standard opener here. Last game, we saw the Robo follow-up into Archon drop, so we're leaning towards that again here from the side of MaNa. We'll see. Breaks in. It's funny how MaNa looked behind the entire game. Repeat what I say. The soup lies. The soup does lie, Papi. Aye. Like, he was quote-unquote behind when it came to the defense, like, which is why it was an impressive hold. But after the defense, like, he was in a much better position. Meanwhile, 2 drone kills here in the main. Nice pickups here out of MaNa. And MaNa going for a Twilight counter response. Okay, so different build here out of MaNa. As a reminder, just winding it back here and just refocusing. Last game, MaNa, he went for a Stargate opener into Robo into Archon drop. This game, Stargate opener into Twilight Council into Gateway Explosion. Do you see what I see? No Forge. No Forge. This screams Glaive Adepts. Now, there is a build. Ooh, Railings. They don't quite make the way in. But there's a build where you can go into early Blink, into a 3-base all-in, into an 8-gate Blink setup without any upgrades, without a Forge. But the longer this goes on without a Forge, the more this screams Glaive Adepts. Show us what you got. Ooh, Blink. Okay, Blink is on the way instead. Still no Forge, so we'll keep an eye on the gateway count. As we mentioned, there is a build where you can go for this and you can go up to 8 gateways and commit real hard and real fast. It's a bit of a niche build, is what I will say. It's been a while since 8-gate all-ins have been trendy in this matchup. Overlord Scout goes in, and Elazer, he sees the tech, he sees lack of Forge. Everything here looks like Glaives. Behind this, Lings are amassing, Lair is on the way, Oracles they poke in, they get 4 drone kills, not a bad start here from MaNa. And again, we're keeping our eyes on the gateway counts from our Protoss player. Eyes are on the gateways. We do have the initial adept move out. This is standard, so 5 adepts. We have Banelings on the way. That's for the defense against Glaives. So Elazer, he's convinced. Really nice fake outs. Nice position here. Lings, they just melt here against the Oracles. At the same time, attempted run by, attempted counterattack. MaNa, he defends. Some more gateways being thrown down. How many gates so far? We're getting up to 6. So far, 6 gateways. And again, we're expecting a 7th gateway and then a proxy 8th gateway. We can even go up to 9 gates. Ooh, okay, he's teching. So he's not going for an all-in. He's not going for an all-in, he's teching. I'm gonna say he's not going for an all-in. Still no Forge. So no upgrades. Like, there's no longevity with this army that MaNa's kind of working towards here. But he will have a power spike with Storm, assuming that he's working towards Storm. So that will provide him a bit of a power spike. Oracles, they rotate. We have Lingbane Hydra amassing here for a Elazer. Drones, they slip in. And MaNa pulls away. Now MaNa, he has Blink. If you recall, he did rush into early Blink. We have Storm being researched as we speak as well. He's getting to a 7th gateway. He's not taking both gases. I'm still leaning towards looking or keeping an eye open for a proxy setup here, but no, okay, late Forge. So we're macroing out of this. We're macroing out of this. This is a bit of an awkward build, is what I will say. On the one hand, he did force some inefficiencies out of Elazer, and Elazer, he didn't drone as hard as he usually does, because I'm pretty sure he was expecting aggression out of his opponent. That's why he's built up this army. So on the one hand, he did force some inefficiencies out of his opponent, but at the same time, like MaNa, he will sacrifice like upgrades here. Speaking of, Elazer, he has no upgrades either. He's droning up to 70, and he's gonna max out. Yeah, this looks like the solo build. So basically, Elazer, he's massing up purely Ling Hydra, no Eva chambers, no upgrades. And because we saw no Forge and no upgrades out of MaNa, oh, this is an awkward trade for MaNa. Oh, Stasis Trap doesn't quite connect. We assumed that MaNa was going for an all-in, but instead he went for a late upgrade, late Forge, and he's taking into a longer game. Meanwhile, Elazer's doing what we thought MaNa was going to do. No upgrades. No upgrades here. Here we go. We're going for the all-in on 3 bases. 70 drone, 3-base all-in. The 4th base, basically just for Larva. Just for Larva here. The Doom Drop is setting up. Purely Ling Hydra Queen. Let's go. So Elazer is going all-in. MaNa, he will have Storm to defend. He has Storms, he has Stasis Traps, he has Shield Batteries as well. He has a decent defensive setup here. On the one hand, yes, MaNa, he's lacking upgrades, but Elazer doesn't have any. It doesn't matter. Like Elazer, he has no upgrades. Knocks down the tower, creates a choke point. Elazer, he splits up. He has a force on the center, force on the right, and a drop on the left. MaNa, he has to be careful not to be baited out. And do you see what I see? Drones. Elazer, he backs off. Elazer, he believes he cannot break his opponent. He's droning up. And this is where Elazer falls behind. On the one hand, yes, Elazer, he's about to max, right? He has a massive army supply. He has to make use of it. He's going for the drop. He's dropping into the main. This needs to get damage done. He's going for the main base, and MaNa's out of position. He doesn't see this. He's warping in. He's got 2 Stalkers here backing him to defend. He does force a recall and show us the storms. Yes, does storm the Hydras. As this is going to be the 3rd storm, Lings, they pop off, they break through the Stalkers, and he's done it. Yeah, he breaks through the main, takes out the Stalkers. At the same time, Hydras, they push in. They're going to be sent back. MaNa, he does defend against the main army, but the High Templar are going down. And Elazer, he's doing it. Elazer, he's doing it. The main base, he's still wreaking havoc. So stepping in. Oh, nice storm. Okay. Where are the Zerglings? Where's the support? These are expensive losses here. So many Hydras going to be going down. Yeah, Elazer just did not have enough. And MaNa, he holds. He holds, he defends, and MaNa is now in a much better position. Remember, Elazer was all in. Elazer, he was all in. He had to end the game there, and he did some damage, but he didn't do any economic damage. You can see here, he traded and he got 16 Stalkers, 1 Probe, 4 High Templar. He traded with the army, not with the economy. So here, MaNa, he's in a better position. He's now getting into better upgrades, 2-1 upgrades against the 0-0 upgrades of Elazer. What does Elazer have? Hive and working towards Lurkers. He's going to try to rush into Lurker Tech and slow the game down. Meanwhile, there's a window in time here. There's a window in time where Elazer's vulnerable before he has Lurkers. So in this window, before he has Lurker Tech, that's where MaNa can push out and MaNa can break Elazer. So there's a window here. He has plenty of High Templar, and he chooses not to use it. Okay. Strap yourselves in. Skytoss. Skytoss is on the way. Fleet Beacon, Stargate, another Robo as well. So MaNa, instead of trying to counterattack, he is just going to be defensive, stay home, and take it to Skytoss instead. Laser moving in. Laser moving in. Ooh, that's a kill. Ooh, that's a kill. That should not have happened. That's a kill, not a cancel. MaNa, he was distracted. MaNa's pushing. He has potential with all these High Templar. Does have potential. Going for the 4th base once again, and this is all Laze has to do. Oh god, okay, cancel this time. But this is all that Laze has to do, just deny the 4th. Deny the 4th base, contain MaNa for as long as possible, and then Elazer can catch up on upgrades and catch up on economy. He's running up to 77, he's working on +1 upgrades. Elazer, he's securing himself. Elazer, he's securing himself. We have a fake Dune drop into the main. Oh, as the Tempest has arrived. MaNa, he doesn't fall for it. Okay. Does not fall for it. He's in position. Now, who do we favor in this kind of game state here? On the one hand, yes. Elazer, he's been able to drone, he's been able to max out, and he has a decent army. True. And now that he's hit Lurker Tech, now the momentum has swung in favor of Elazer. Now, I would say that Elazer has a window where he can try to break MaNa before Skytoss, before the Skytoss gets out of hand and out of control. So momentum, I would say, swung from one player now to the other. We'll see what Elazer can get done. So far, there's only 3 Tempest. So Ling, Hydra, Lurker can still excel. And again, he wants that expansion. He's going to get it. Where's the army? Ooh, MaNa is across the map. He's across the map counterattacking. The space is going to go down. Or is it? Yeah, it will. That's going to be another cancel. 4th base is denied. At the same time, MaNa does get an expansion. This is a nice pickoff, but I would say this base matters a little bit less for Elazer compared to the 4th base for MaNa. Storm's going to be popping up. MaNa, he will lose this army. Going to try to pull out. At the same time, pushing on the right-hand side. Lurkers are in position. Oh, no! The move command! Oh, God! Yeah, he does run in. Bleeds out a lot of units. Elazer does take the fight. On the right and left-hand side. And detection has arrived. But again, remember, the win condition for Elazer is not just survive, but also deny the 4th. Deny the 4th base. Lings arrive once again. Tampa's pushing in. MaNa's trying to be active, but he will bleed out Stalkers. MaNa, he desperately needs that 4th expansion. He needs the 4th base. MaNa has to pull away. Spire is done, and here come the Corruptors. Oof. Yeah, the Corruptor production has begun. Now Elazer, he has an answer to the Sky Toss. Up until this point, he really didn't, but I mean, now it's going to be 15 Corruptors. And there's not much support for this, not yet. Like, the army is still quite low for MaNa, and the reason for this is because, again, he needs an expansion. Someone get this man a base. As he's heavily oversaturated here. Back in his natural and his 3rd, he needs that base up and running. Then MaNa can max. MaNa is almost there. He's almost there. Corruptors have amassed. Templar goes down. Gets 1 Templar. Elazer pushing on the left-hand side. Does move in. Nice defense here from MaNa. But the Tempests are exposed. He has to get out of here. He has to get out. Tempest getting caught. Gonna lose 1. Yeah, 1 Tempest goes down. Mass Storm. A bit of a panic storm even. To zone away the Corruptors. Corruptors, they get softened up. And MaNa, he pulls back. Like, he has to pull back. He needs more reinforcements here. Pushing on the left-hand side. Elazer's in position. We need Lurkers to defend, though. Ling Hydra, purely Ling Hydra's not going to be good enough. Once again, he pulls away. Storm does zone, picks off one Corruptor. Like, right now, MaNa is playing on a knife set. She does reinforce with 2 more Archons. At the same time, the armies, they clash on the left-hand side. Plenty of Zerglings, though. Takes down 1 Eye Templar. Takes down the Templar. Now, MaNa, he has his 4th base, but now he needs a 5th. Like, we're getting there. I'm still not convinced by this army either out of MaNa. Like, he's still looking very vulnerable out here. Templar gets caught. Ling Hydra moving in. Nice storms. Ooh, Templar gets caught. Templar caught out. No storms left. Uh-oh. Oh my god, but he overextends. He gets caught out by the Archons, and the Archons, they punish so hard. Elazer. Yeah, miscontrol out of the Zerg player. He rushes into the Archons. That should not have happened. MaNa out-controlling Elazer here on the right-hand side. And MaNa, he saves his 5th. Ooh, big moment here for MaNa. MaNa, he wins the fight on the right. He resets the Corruptor count. Likewise, he also claims another expansion. Massive storms. And Elazer, he's hurting. Elazer, he is hurting right now. He's crumbling on both sides. He's waiting for 8 more Corruptors. This is also why spell caches are so crucial for the Zerg player in this kind of game state. We have 1 Viper on the way, and that'll help when it comes to abductions or parasitic bombs, or even blinding clouds against the Archons. True, like that can also be useful. But yeah, you can see here, like, again, MaNa, he won on both sides. He's pushing through the left-hand flank, getting on top of the expansion. No defensive Lurkers. Base goes down. And MaNa, he's just all over Elazer this series. It's crazy. MaNa, he's like 50 years old. He's still got it back. 100%. He's much love to MaNa. Much love. Let's go. So Elazer's being bullied back. There's 1 Viper. Yeah, just still only 1 Viper. Like, there's so much riding on the shoulders of that 1 Viper. Likewise, so much riding on the shoulders of these High Templar with the storms. Ooh, Tempest overextend. Yeah, they overextend. 1, 2 Tempests going down. 3 Tempests, and he resets the Tempest count. Yeah, MaNa, he stepped 1 step too far in. At the same time, though, pushing right through the center. The hell of the Viper! Viper goes down. Never mind, 0 Vipers. Corruptors are coming in for the Tempest, but what about the ground army? The Lurkers, they rotate. Lurkers reposition. Elazer, he defends. At the same time, drones are going down. That's going to be 15 dead Lurkers. They bust into the main as well, cashing out 1 of the Lurkers. Likewise, you have Lurker harass. The Droplords are still here. The Droplords are still there. The base goes down. Drones, they rally in. And MaNa, he just cripples the economy. Does cripple. Again, they're just all these corruptors, but they can't really do much. At least not here, not now. Some lurker harass elsewhere. It's going to be 26 dead workers. 2 bases just fell. Elazer just now re-expanding. And he's on 48 workers. That's basically 2 base saturation. A 2 base economy for Elazer. And MaNa, he got his 5th. He got his 5th. He got his 4th. Here, Elazer's pretty all in. Like Elazer, there's so much pressure on Elazer, he has to do something. So he's just pushing into the bases. He's just setting it right down mid. MaNa, he's spreading out his army, going for a Zealot run by, and Tevez is slowly pushing forward. Now MaNa, he will lose the 5th base, but in this stage he can afford to lose it. He can afford to lose the 5th. Oh, he does leave the Tempest idle. Yeah, miscontrol out of MaNa. He was distracted. Zealots, they do get into the bases. The drone's going to be going down. Reinforcements as well, catching out Hydras. And GG gets called. He pulls the Elazer apart, and MaNa takes a 2-0 lead. Whew, GG. Oh my god. GG, well played, MaNa. He will extend his lead in the series here, and once again, it was a similar story to Game 1. Winding it back. Remember what happened in Game 1? Game 1 was a Roach-based all-in. Was a Roach-based all-in out of Elazer, off of 2.5 bases, where he committed across the map, and MaNa, he held, he defended. Game 2, and they snowballed out of control. Game 2 was a little bit different. Game 2, we had a 3-base all-in off of 70 workers. We had 70 drones from Elazer, so he went for a bit of a later form of aggression, went for a bit of a later timing, with Mass, Ling, Hydra, and a Drop Lord as well, a massive Dune Drop, and he didn't do any damage. If you remember, we were pointing that out, how he failed to get any economic damage, he failed to break the defenses. I thought he was just gonna, once he realized that there was Storm and that MaNa had a defense ready, I thought that he would just back off and expand and drone, but no, he went for it anyway, and he bled out a lot of units. He was brutalized there, trying to break his opponents. The game did continue from that point forward, where he was able to contain MaNa on 3 bases and tech into lurkers, but eventually he couldn't stop MaNa. MaNa, he expanded, took a 4th base, and MaNa was able to take some better fights. Straight up, he was just able to take better fights, better trades against Elazer. Brutal storms, Archon positioning, Zealot run by, Zealot attacks as well. Like MaNa, who was just winning on both fronts on the left and right hand side, and MaNa did overwhelm Elazer. And Elazer, he never really quite stabilized. Like, he was able to max out, true, but like he never really had much creep spread or much bases, or he never really had an ideal economy either. Like, again, it was still very much so very committed play there by Elazer. Still very committed, but here we go. We're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top right hand corner here of Tokamak, we have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 2-0. It is MaNa. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. We have the Polish Zerg representing Team Liquid. Down in the series, we'll see him bounce back. It is Elazer. Let's go. Let us go. Whew. As we are settling into game number 3. Yeah, settling in. But yeah, really impressive play here by MaNa. Like, I'm very impressed. I mean, I know that I was hyping up MaNa in the lead up to this series, talking about how he's been improving so much over the past year. Talking about his accolades against players like Magtax, against players like Clem, like MaNa. He has beaten the best players in Europe in the lead up here to his form, to this month of StarCraft. Like, he's doing really well for himself. He's been impressing so much. If you maybe haven't been watching the CranKy Ducklings, or if you haven't been watching online tournaments, you might not be familiar. But again, like MaNa, he has been the best players in Europe. At least once this year. Like, he's had some crazy results, and I spoke mainly about like his peaks. Like, his peaks have been really strong this year, but it's been about consistency, and that's where he's been lacking a little bit more, at least in my eyes. Where one week he can beat Max Packs, next week he goes down like in around 16, or one week he beats Clem, then the next week he goes down like in around 32. Where like he peaks and valleys here for MaNa. But you know, he has been, again, devoting more time to StarCraft. People in the chat were talking about how, like, oh, you know, nowadays he's like more of a content creator, more of a YouTuber, more of a streamer. But I would say that, again, in recent times he has been intentionally focusing a lot more of improving at the game. Like, sure, like streaming, making videos, making content, but still, of course, like at least in recent times, it feels like he has been focusing a lot more on practicing, on improving, on getting better at the game. We did mention earlier that Clem playing Protoss has helped him as well. He had an interview where he spoke about Clem, about how because Clem has been playing Protoss, both Skillus and MaNa have been improving because of that. They can now, at times, they can turn to Clem and ask him for advice or ask him for builds or yeah, just get some insight from Clem, and he's been able to help them a lot in all their matchups, or in PvZ and in PvT. Team Liquid coming together. Meanwhile, before I get ahead of myself, Stargate opener and not into Oracle for the first time this series, Void Ray out of MaNa. Let's go. Does open Void Ray. Now, the power of a Void Ray opener is to hunt down Overlords. Remember, it's to hunt down Overlords, it's to deny vision, deny scouting, and to keep Elazer in the dark. And we'll see if he's hiding anything. This could be a Void Ray into a second Stargate, into a Fleet Beacon, into a Tempest Rush. It could be Void Ray into Glaive Adepts, or it could be Void Ray into Oracle, into Blink, into a standard game, into a third base, right? Like, this could still be a standard opener, or it could be something more cheeky. The benefit here is that Elazer doesn't know. But it's going to be harder for Elazer to figure it out. Meanwhile, Adepts stay shade into the base. They get 3 drones already. 2 Adepts, they can one-shot workers. And they get 3 drones and 2 Zerglings. Not a bad trade, getting another Zergling towards the end. Meanwhile, the Void Ray is hunting down Overlords. There's one Overlord here outside of the bases, but he wants to try to catch an Overlord out in the open. And he runs into the Zerglings. This will give the Overlords time to react. Does pull away, but too late. Yeah, the Overlord will fall. So nice catch. Nice catch on the Overlord. Blings a counterattack. Third base is on the way. And so far, it looks like a standard follow-up out of MaNa. Standard follow-up. Oh my god, meanwhile, that is an insanely fast lair out of Elazer. A 420, 415-ish lair timing. Ay. So Elazer's rushing lair first, and this could be a couple different things. In my mind, this could be a rush into Hydra, and this could be for a Hydra all-in even faster than last game. Remember, last game, he went for a Ling Hydra all-in off of 70 workers. Here, this could hit earlier than that, assuming he goes for the Hydra Den. The other option this could be, which would be more cheeky, is to go for something like Muta play. I'm not too fond of Ling Bane into Muta in this matchup, but it's an option. Stay shaded to the bases. They do deny mining as drones, they're forced out. Again, there's barely any Zerglings to defend. They're just now coming in. As the Oracle dives on the Queen. Nice positioning with the spores. Lings are being punished. The Oracle is forced back. And again, what is the lair going to be for? The lair is now done. And we have the answer, as we assumed. Yep, Hydras. So really fast Hydra tech here out of Elazer, and this looks like the beginning of a Ling Hydra all-in. And again, one that hits faster than the previous one, where we have no Eva chambers, no upgrades. Yep, taking all the gases. Elazer's cutting corners. Now, my assumption, as the Queen gets caught, my assumption is that Elazer's going to cut workers at 66. We'll see if he drones up any further than that. Oh! As the Oracles, they get eyes on the lair, they get eyes on the Hydra Den. He sees, he knows. Yeah, he does spot the Hydra Den. Behind this, we were curious what was going to occur when it came to the build of choice of MaNa. Void Ray into standard build. Void Ray into a third base, into plus 1 and Blink. Gateway Explosion. So he's going for Stalker aggression, but there should be plenty of Zerglings to defend. But he does hit the 4th. And Elazer, he is making Hydras as we speak. He's amassing Hydras, which means he cannot save the base. The base is going to be denied. And nice pick up here from MaNa. Denies the expansion. Remember, just like last game, no Eva chambers. No Eva chambers, no upgrades out of Elazer. Intentionally so. Like, it's because he's going for the all-in. He does rebuild the 4th base. Again, this should just be for Larva. He's cutting workers at 71. So similar to last game. Last game he cut workers at 70. And he's massing up his Ling Hydra. Now, one of the reasons why MaNa defended so well last game was Storm. He had earlier Storm than usual. Here, Storm is going to be a little bit later. So that is a concern. Stalkers, they poke in. They pull away. Nice stay. Very nice stay. Oh my god. Station trap is brutal. Lings get caught out. Hydra's going to be falling. Not the worst trade here with the Stalkers, and Elazer gets caught out. GG gets called. The all-in falls on its face as the Hydra's in the backbone of the all-in, and MaNa, he will take game number 3. Just catching Elazer out, and again, that was a brutal stasis trap. The stasis trap was brutal there. The game was not meant to end, by the way. The game was not supposed to end there, but because there were no Zerglings, because they all got caught by the stasis, without those Hydras, that's the end of the game. Like that was the whole point of the all-in. The whole point of the build from Elazer was to hit with those Hydras. Without them, I mean, there's nothing. MaNa, let him play let him play. Oh my god. As currently MaNa's up 3-0, and Elazer, he is struggling here. He is struggling in these finals. He just wants to execute his all-ins back. Let him play. Since all this live cam, there is a live cam of the players, but we don't have access to it. It's for the Polish stream. Again, we are the official English stream, but the Polish stream, they do have the camera set up on their end. For the main events, we might have cameras as well. For the offline finals, I mean, for the offline tournaments in Krakow. For that, we might have a clean feed and might have access to the cameras. But for the Polish Championship, we do not. Ooh, and here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 4, and I'm hoping for a back and forth. Give us some more games back. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the blue Polish Protoss player representing Team Liquid, leading the series 3-0. Again, a strong lead here. Can he extend that lead even further? It is MaNa. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. We have the Polish Zerg representing Team Liquid. Down heavily in the series. He has to start fighting back soon. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very tough comeback here. We'll see if he can start it here and now. It is Elazer. Here we go. And welcome to Pylon. Welcome to Pylon. Pylon is one of the smaller maps. One of the smaller maps in the map pool, known for aggression, known for all-ins. If you remember, we were actually able to experience a really fun game between Geralt and Spirit on this map, which did go for a longer and later game, but there was non-stop action because of how condensed this map is, because of how fast rotations can be on Pylon as well. But in general, this map does favor aggressive builds, and do you see what I see? I see Elazer taking the unnatural natural, forced to take it of course, but does expand towards his opponent. And this could be the beginning of a German taxi. German taxis, we do see them quite often on this map, so I'm not, it's going to be in the back of my mind at least, to spread creep, to push further, and to get across. We'll see if he goes for a Roach Ward. As Elazer, he's been avoiding roaches for the most part in this series. He went for a roach all in game 1, of course, but we'll see if he goes for roaches again here in game number 4. So my eyes are going to be on Elazer. Meanwhile, MaNa, he's on cloud 9. I was calling him the Prince of. I was going to call the champion of this the Prince of Poland, the King of Krakow. I like it. Oh, Krakow. Let's go. I like it. I mean, that would have to be the winner of the offline events, I would say. But let's go. At least we have live cam. Oh, I stand. Gracias. Much love. Ahí está. As from here is going to be the initial Stargate. So Stargate opener out of MaNa, opening up Stargates into Void Ray once again. Okay. Going to be opening up Void Ray for the second time. Meanwhile, Elazer, that's quite a lot of lings. So we have 8 Zerglings in production. That's going to be 12 in total. The goal here should be to shut down the initial Adept and to try to delay the third. Adept is going to be zoned away. Second Adept has arrived, but again, Elazer, he has plans for said Adepts. As he's waiting for Link Speed is now done. And Elazer looking to try to catch set adepts. Meanwhile, behind this, that's going to be a Twilight Council before expansion. Okay, let's go. Twilight Council before Nexus. Now, once again, when I see this, I lean towards Glaives, right? I lean towards Glaive Adepts. That makes sense in my mind. But I also said the same thing on Incorporeal, if you remember. I was like, oh, this looks like Glaive Adepts on Incorporeal, and instead MaNa went for Blink. He went for Blink, he went for Late Forge, and it felt like some mind games out of MaNa on Incorporeal. Did feel like some mind games. Oh, and I thought this was going to be Glaives. He's going for charge. Now so regardless, aggressive build to your really early charge before the expansion and going for an early charge timing. Now, this can excel if Elazer skips Roaches. If Elazer skips Roach production, then this is where Zealot and Zealot charge can excel. And we can see that creep is spreading across the map towards the bases of MaNa. Early lair. He's doing it again. I missed the timing exactly, but this looks like around like a 4:10-ish lair timing. So just like the last game, really early lair, safety Bailey Nest. This looks like Ling Hydra once again. It looks like the same build 2 games in a row. It does look like the same build. Yep, gases are being taken, and if it's the same build, it's going to be Ling Hydra. Now, what I will say, thankfully for Elazer, just like last game, he's getting a safety Bailey Nest, which will help against charge. If there was no nest, I'd be concerned and the game could just end. But if we can morph in Banelings at a time, then we can excel. Meanwhile, Lings, they bust into the bases, they bust into the main. Adepts are warping in. And probes are going down. Nice counter damage here. And Lings get a full scout. Now, what's important, you can see we're intentionally warping in more adepts. The purpose of this is to make it look like Glaives. That's the purpose. Otherwise, these adepts don't really scale too well here. So MaNa intentionally hiding charge for as long as he can. Banelings are morphing in there. Yeah, Banelings are morphing in, and MaNa he sees, gets Revelation, will lose the Oracle. But because of Banelings, like, even though he's hiding his charge timing... Wait, was charge a mistake? Did he believe that he got Glaives? No shot. no shot, Pappy, no shot. Banelings, they crash in. Adepts are shedding into the bases. Yeah, he's warping in more. He's warping in more adepts. I think he got the wrong upgrade. Oh no. No shot. I think he thought he got Glaives. Not like this. I thought he was trying to fake out his opponent, but which was confusing in my mind because you'd need the same response against either thing. That's awkward. Aye. So the adepts are dealt with. He warped in more adepts, but there's not really much he can get done. We have a Void Ray on the way. This is a bit of a messy setup here from MaNa. A little bit messy. Not like this. Not like this. So yeah, it's I'm a little bit frazzled as to what's happening. Elazer, he can hit his timing now. Elazer is getting his 4th base. He's droning up to 3 base saturation. He's building up Ling Bane Hydra. I'll be honest, I'm concerned about MaNa's defense here. He's got vanilla adepts to defend. He's working towards Storm and towards Archons with that Temple Archives. But yeah, it's looking a little bit messy here. Oh no. As here comes Elazer. Remember, Elazer, he's going for his own timing, going for his own all-in, what we saw previously. What Elazer was attempting, and yeah, the Baileys, they crash in, they shut down the High Templar, and with that Elazer, he will break the base. GG gets called, there's nothing to stop Elazer, and Elazer, he does fight back, he does put a point on the board. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a messy game there from MaNa. The build kind of fell on its face. It didn't really come to fruition. It looks like MaNa misclicked charge, and it looks like he wasn't really intending to go into charge, and then he realized what was happening, and his adepts got shut down. Even if he had gone into Glaives, I do think that Elazer had enough to shut him down as well, just because he was responding with Ling Bane. So regardless, even if he had gone into Glaives, I do think that Elazer would have been able to shut him down regardless. And yeah, with the build falling on its face, that's game. That's game then and there. There was nothing to defend. Remember, all the tech was delayed, the upgrades were delayed, a storm was delayed, and aggression is favored on Pylon. GG well played. MaNa, he pops up with his own 3-base all-in, punishing MaNa, of course, and this was the build that Elazer was trying to work towards on Tokamak. Now we saw it all come together. And now, Elazer, he has momentum. He's taking momentum away from MaNa. Is this the beginning of the comeback? Let's go. Let us go. We're going to be loading into Persephone. Here we go. So we're getting into our next game. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the... We have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Liquid. Still leading the series, but now has a bit of a blemish on his record. Has dropped a map. Can he bring it back? Can he take away that momentum from his opponents? Can we hone in? Can we lock in? For Team Liquid, it is MaNa. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, the Polish Zerg representing Team Liquid, fighting back, putting a point on the board. It is Elazer. Go. Here we go as Elazer, he's forced to expand here on the right-hand side. So forced to expand at the unnatural location. Outside of that, we're settling in. And we'll see what kind of build MaNa goes for this time. Again, I don't expect him to go for another cheeky early Twilight Council, whether it's to go into a proper charge build or go into Glaives. At this point, I feel like we're done with that. Elazer, meanwhile, 2 games in a row, sorry, technically 3 games in a row, he has gone for these early Hydra timing attacks and Hydra all-ins on 3 base economies. Did it on Incorporeal, Tokamak, and on Pylon as well. Do we see it on Persephone? Is this Elazer's go-to, or does he also mix it up? You know, we could see a more robust Lingbane Roach Ravager mid-game into Muta play, for example. Mutas, I'm not opposed to them, especially on Persephone. Short rush distance by air. Likewise, we could see Lingbane Hydra, more mid-game scenario here, focusing on droning, then taking up into Lurker Tech, into Hive, in towards a longer game state. Again, there are different ways to follow up, to transition, to get into the mid-game. And we'll see how Elazer will approach this. Go. As there's a Stargate here from MaNa. So let's go for the Stargate opener once again. He has been having fun with Void Ray based openers, but at this point I would be fond of seeing just an Oracle into something more standard. So Probe does dip in. Just trying to keep Elazer busy. Whew, okay. So we need to calm down, Pat. We need to calm down. It's been an intense series so far. A roller coaster ride of emotions. Calm down, take a breath. The players as well. And it is Oracle first. Okay, no more Void Rays. Oracle opener here out of MaNa, opening up standard. We'll then keep an eye out for the 3rd base timing. We'll keep an eye out for the Twilight Council as well. And once we see that, we'll keep an eye out for the Forge to see if or when it's thrown down. Also indicative of kind of the play that MaNa's looking towards. Overlord going to be zoned away. 3rd base not being taken. That is going to be an early Twilight Council. So Nexus into early Twilight Council. Gateway Forge is going to be thrown down alongside this. Okay, interesting. But again, just really early tech here from MaNa, earlier than normal. Lings they come in for a surround. The Oracle does respond. Oracle's out of position. The base is under fire. And Lings, they take down the Adepts. They take down the Probe. They go for the Pylon. Nice pickoffs. They don't cancel the base, but damage nonetheless. As this even does force the Oracle to stay back home. Now, when it comes to this setup here, I'm curious if we go into Charge or Blink. +1 is on the way, and yep, it is going to be charge. So this is indicative of the earlier timing. That's why we did mention charge. And this is going to be an early charge timing out of MaNa. Now, Elazer, once again, early lair. He's been doing the same build for the past 4 games now. So same thing, taking his gases, early lair, going into Ling Hydra. Now, for the past 2 games, he went for a safety Baneling Nest, which will excel here in this kind of situation. Now, but the problem here is that he hasn't seen anything to indicate to go for an early Baneling Nest, to go for a Baneling Nest, period. Remember, the reason why he went for a Baneling Nest in the previous game and on Incorporeal as well is because of the early Twilight Council and because of the late expansion. Here, Elazer, he hasn't seen the timing of the tech, and he's seen a standard timing on the base, so no Baneling Nest. Like, there's no sign, there's no indication that something aggressive is happening. Meanwhile, MaNa, he's banking up those Zealots. And I don't see Banelings, and I don't see Roaches. Without Banelings or Roaches to defend, this could kill Elazer, straight up. This can just kill him. Elazer's trying to get some kind of scouting information. There's that Hydra Den. Elazer, he's droning. Elazer, he is still unaware. And it is possible to defend against this with purely Ling Hydra, but you'd have to cut workers earlier. And here he comes. Yeah, he gets spotted. Now he sees. Now he sees what's going on. Elazer, he does have at least a heads up. He's getting ready back at home. He's fully walling off. He fully walls off the natural. He's going to try to buy some time. Spine Crawlers here at the 3rd. Really nice reaction. Again, so crucial that he saw this coming ahead of time. So he knows he's getting ready. Spine Crawlers are on the way. Charge also catch out some Zerglings. They poke in towards the natural. They see a full wall. And they have to head towards the 3rd instead. Back at home, MaNa defends. Spine Crawlers are almost done. Despite that, drones are still going to be going down though. Yeah, it's a lot of dead workers. A lot of dead drones. Spine Crawlers do finish, and Elazer defense. Elazer, he's able to defend here. He will bleed out some of these Hydras though. But again, if Elazer never saw the Zealots, the game would have ended. Or he would have at least lost the space. He would have lost the expansion. Or he would have even lost drones here at the natural as well. So really nice reaction, really nice setup. Elazer survives, he defends. Despite that, still lost 10 drones. Did lose 10 workers, and remember, Elazer, he wasn't really droning much to begin with. Back at home, MaNa, he starts Storm. MaNa has the greater economy. And we're expecting Elazer to... Does he commit to an all-in at this point? Because he lost so many drones, he's delayed. He even had to make all these Spine Crawlers as well. So Elazer has to make a choice. Does Elazer still go for the same all-in he's been going for and trying to go for the past 3 games? Or does he drone and tech into lurkers? As we're seeing, 0 drones. 0 drones. So he's cutting workers at 59. This is less than 3 base economy. Less than a 3 base economy here. Ooh, losing more drones. Drones he can't afford to lose. And Elazer's all in. He's completely all in here. Losing even more workers. Now MaNa, he sees no saturation. He should be aware. Oracle goes down. And it might be wise to just give up on this base. To give up on the 4th. I don't know if MaNa can hold here. Storms are nice. He has another storm. He has to hold on to it. He needs more time. There we go. He needs more time. Here come the warp. He's got plenty of stuff. He's fine. He's got plenty of charge lots. Now, if Elazer had Ling Bane Hydra, different story. But remember, it's only Ling Hydra. No Banelings. Ooh, storm pops up. Zalsec catch reinforcements. Another storm on the Hydras. And we have another storm as well. Oof. Hydras to take all the storms to the face. GG gets called. Elazer, the all-in fails. And MaNa, he will take a 4-1 lead. GG. GG, well played. MaNa, he will take a lead in the series. Again, really, I want to give praise to Elazer for scouting the charge all-in and, well, sorry, I should say, scouting the charge timing, was the timing stack. For scouting it, for responding, for defending, but again, he still lost 10 workers, and as I mentioned, he had to make a choice. Either, after losing all those workers, try to turn that into an all-in, or try to be hyper greedy and tech up, back off, and work towards lurkers. We saw his choice. We saw his decision. He went for the all-in, but alas, MaNa, he was able to buy enough time. He had Storm back at home as well. He completely shut down Elazer. GG. And now we're getting into our next game. And MaNa is now on match point. Here we go. Here we go. See, chat, this looks like a typical blink into slow Zealot Rush. If you missed the game, as we were mentioning, it was a charge opener, charge +1, there was no blink. There was never any blink in that game. We did point out the charge +1 timing. We did point it out. And now we're getting to our next game. Going to be loading into game number 6. Oh boy, and spawning in the top side of Last Fantasy. Remember, this is the best of 9, so no vetoes. We have a map order, but no vetoes, so we get to experience some of these more fringe maps that we rarely get to see in the top side of Last Fantasy. We have the Polish Protoss player, we have the blue Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa. MaNa, he is 1 game away from claiming this entire series and becoming the Prince of Poland, maybe even the King of Krakow. True. Sporting in the bottom right hand corner, we have his challenger. We have the best Zerg player in all of Poland, the red Zerg representing Team Liquid as they are teammates. It is Elazer. And Elazer, he's been going for the same build for the past 4, now 5 games at this point. He's been going for early lair, into Ling Hydra, into 3-base saturation, 4th base just for lava, into these big 3-base all-ins, these big Ling Hydra all-ins. Same style every single game. There are some games where he mixes in banelings, there are others where he doesn't. As a reminder, the reason why there was no baneling this last game is because there was no reason for it, because he did not scout a delayed Nexus. Remember, he didn't scout a delayed Nexus, that's why he didn't throw down the baneling nest. For what he had seen, it looked like a standard game, but it wasn't. And we'll see what happens here on Last Fantasy. Weaker. It's not getting to our next game. Potentially the final game of the series. Now, personally, I'm hoping for more. Like, I would love to see games on Torches. I'd love to, of course, experience this game on Last Fantasy as well. Give us more. Give. As so far, we have standard openers. MaNa, of course, he does find Elazer. Elazer, he finds MaNa. Bearing in mind that this is a 3-player spawn map, you can spawn in bottom left, bottom right, or top side. And through the process of elimination, Elazer, he's aware of MaNa's location. He's fanning his overlords over. He's heading on over, but again, Elazer, he has limited scouting information. Once again, Stargate opener out of MaNa. I wouldn't be opposed to a Void Ray opener here. It's hard to say. Void Rays, they can, of course, shut down the overlords and give Elazer even less vision, but at the same time, there are a bunch of air blockers. As you can see here, these are air blockers. The map is actually smaller than it seems because big portions of this map are just not accessible. You just cannot access these sections of the map. So it can be a little bit more awkward going into drop play or going into early Void Ray harass. We'll see. We'll see what MaNa goes for. As MaNa, he does move out. Yeah, there it is. Void Ray open out of MaNa, so it looks like he does want to deny vision. He wants to keep Elazer in the dark and keep him guessing. Question becomes, what kind of all-in do we go for this time from Elazer? That's all we've seen so far this entire series. Show us what you got. Now, as we reach the 420 mark, we're going to be keeping our eye open for the faster layer. We have gas income here for Elazer. Droning is saturating. Oh, does find the adept. And attempts to knock down that wall. Alas, more adepts have arrived. The wall is solid. MaNa does hold. He does defend. Elazer, he's almost there when it comes to gas income. Overlord getting caught out. And for the first time since game 1, we have a fast Roach Warren. There's a 4-minute Roach Warren here out of Elazer. Insanely fast. Gases are being taken. I say insanely fast. Could have been faster, of course, but 4-minute Roach Warren nonetheless. So early Roach Warren, he has seen the 3rd base timing, so he knows that there's no early Twilight Council. So this is more of an aggressive move, not a defensive one. So more of an aggressive Roach Warren here from Elazer. I'm still looking for a lair to see if we go for a German taxi. Are we just walking? Okay, we're just going for the all-in here. Yeah, okay. So we're just going for a Ling, Queen, Roach all-in. No lair, no dropper lords, no roach speed, no nothing. It's a hatch-based all-in off of 42 workers. So we knew that it was going to be an all-in of some kind. Now we have confirmation. MaNa sees no drones. He sees no drones. Zero saturation. He needs shield batteries. We need shield batteries back at home to defend. The Lings are keeping MaNa busy. He sees the roaches, sees again, no drones. He knows. Now he knows. Now he knows 100%. There it is. We have a wall of shield batteries on the way. He's abandoning his third. He's setting up here at the natural. He is setting up. Roaches are getting caught out. MaNa doing whatever he can to pick off whatever units he can. Another roach goes down. And here comes the Roach Ravager. Here come the Queens. We have more Void Rays on the way. It's going to be a tough hold here for MaNa. Yeah, it's going to be a tough hold. Oh, Pylon goes down, depowers on the shield batteries. Queens are waddling in. It's all or nothing for Elazer. Going for the Cyber Core. Cannon is done. There's one cannon in the back line. The Oracle is in position, deals with the Zerglings, but the wall is going to fall. Takes down the Gateway and the Cyber Core as well. Yeah, we do see a backup Cyber Core on the way. First one is going to go down. Void Ray has right now. There's two Void Rays. The Miles. Oh my god. Whilst they graze the army, they almost take down the Oracle. The Oracle sustains a lot of damage. Void Rays are doing what they can. They do catch a Queen. Two Queens left. Two Queens remaining. The Miles! Oh my god. They do graze the Stalkers. Really nice positioning with the Oracle though. Yeah, very nice. GG gets called. MaNa, he defends, he survives, he shuts down the all-in, and MaNa, he does it. He will take the series 5-1, and he will be our Fusion Esports League Polish Championship champion for the year of 2025. GG. GG, well played, MaNa. He is crowned the best player in all of Poland. We had the best players in Poland here. We had Spirits, we had Elazer, we had Cristiano, we had Geralt, we had the best of the best. But MaNa, he comes out on top. He still got it, Pappy. Let's go. GG, well played. Congratulations, as he will claim his throne here. He'll claim his throne once again after so many years. Again, MaNa, he's one of the veterans of the scene. He's been around since the beginning. He was competing back in Wings of Liberty, back in maybe even the beta of StarCraft as well. And since then, you know, many players have risen, many players have fallen. We have a new generation of Protoss players in Europe as well, like Cristiano and Geralt. Like, I would say that they're like the younger generation, where typically I would rate them higher than MaNa, but we were emphasizing that in recent months, in the past year of play, MaNa, he's been improving and excelling, and that leads into this moment here as he takes down all the big names here in Poland. GG, well played, very well done, a very well earned spot here for the Fusion Esports League main event, offline event happening in Krakow. Let's go, let's go. GG, well played. An impressive performance here by MaNa. Again, he was able to take down, well, actually we can just catch up on the bracket itself. Let's go. Let us go. Exclamation mark, be in the chat. Oh. GG, well played. Exclamation mark, be in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. Let's catch up on the bracket. Let's catch up on all those matches. Let's go. As we switch our scenes over. And we have our initial group stage here. We had Group A and Group B. We had our initial two groups here. We had in Group A, we had Elazer, MaNa, Cristiano, and Thrifax, and this was where the first big upset occurred. If you've been watching Cristiano and MaNa as of late, they've been trading, and I would even say that Cristiano has been getting the better of MaNa as of late. And you saw here, MaNa took down Cristiano 2-1 in the best of 3, and MaNa took down Cristiano 3-2 in the best of 5. Like, these were really close matches. These are really close series, really close matches. If you missed out, I do recommend the VODs. I do recommend, as we did cast all the group stage here on the CranKy Ducklings. VODs are on YouTube, and again, these were some really clutch and really close matches. I know that Cristiano was very depressed after this. He was very down after these matches as he got knocked out early, and I think a lot of people were expecting Cristiano and MaNa or Cristiano and Elazer to make it through. But Elazer and MaNa, they do excel instead. Here we did see Elazer did take down MaNa 2-1 in their initial group stage match. Likewise, in the Group B, we had Geralt, Spirit, Art, and Papi. Aye, Papi, let's go. Where we had Geralt and Spirit make it through in first and second place, respectively. Geralt in first place, Spirit in second. And then we, of course, had the playoff bracket here with Elazer just being hyper aggressive and non-stop all-inning Spirit. Like he went for a lot of roach all-ins against Spirit in that series. That was a really fast match. Meanwhile, we had MaNa versus Geralt, a very intense back and forth is what I will say when it comes to this PvP, with MaNa doing a great job at hiding builds, at catching Geralt with his pants down, and being the more aggressive player more often than not. It was really impressive aggressive play there by MaNa. Led into Geralt. Geralt, he took down Spirit 4-2. Again, we saw a very intense back and forth routine. Then we saw some longer and later games. That was a long series between Geralt and Spirit, over an hour-long series, best of 7. In the end, Geralt, he claimed third place. Spirit claimed fourth place. And then we had MaNa versus Elazer. MaNa with a dominant performance, a dominant showing. Once again, Elazer, he did nothing but all-in versus Spirit. Elazer also did nothing but all-in against MaNa. Like, pretty much. We forced a longer game on Incorporeal. True. Like, Incorporeal, we did have a longer game, and we got into Sky Toss, and we got into Lurker Tech as well. Like, there was a longer game on this map, but by no means did Elazer intend for that game and that map to go into the late game. Like, Elazer, he did go for a failed all-in early on, which did fall on its face, and that's where MaNa was able to gain momentum, if you recall. So it was a really fun game, though. Really fun game, really fun back and forth. But again, Elazer, he was just so aggressive in the semis and in the finals as well. Just non-stop aggression. And MaNa was able to shut him down, and really well played, GG well played here. MaNa, he will claim the win. He will be our champion. Congratulations to MaNa. Now, I believe there is a winners interview that MaNa is conducting with Indy. He is the Polish caster. He's a Polish caster, and he is conducting an interview in Polish with MaNa as we speak. I'll try to get translations for it, but no promises, as they are currently, conducting said interview. I do have some questions myself that I would love to ask MaNa. I theorize that the game, we can even see here, I theorize that the game on Pylon was MaNa accidentally getting charged and he intended to get glaives. That's what it seems to me, but I don't have confirmation. I'd love to ask him about that. Likewise, I'm curious about the game on Incorporeal. I'm curious if the reason why MaNa went Blink instead of Glaives on Incorporeal was to mind game and try to force a reaction out of Elazer. I'm really curious about the Incorporeal and the Pylon games. The rest of the games are a lot more straightforward, like Maganatha, Tokamak. I guess Maganatha, I'd love to know about MaNa's, about his thought process, about how he felt after defending against the all-in, or after seeing the all-in, because remember, like, game 1, you could argue was the most impressive game. Remember, MaNa, he had no vision, no scouting, he didn't see the drones, he didn't see the move outs, he was taking towards Storm, he didn't have any shield batteries at home either. Like, it was a really last-second defense against the all-in on Maganatha, and I was, again, impressed and shocked that MaNa defended as well as he did. Like, that was an impressive game. that was crazy, and that really set it set the tone for the series. I feel really did set the tone. And with that, GG, of course, GG will play it. MaNa, he does take it 5-1, 5-1. Este, man, it's crazy. Let's see. Let's open up Indie stream. I think he's...
Ja myślę, że z Krystianerem ostatnio dużo gramy ze sobą PvP w różnego rodzaju turniejach, nawet w tych ważniejszych eliminacjach to EWC, gdzie on mnie
So right now, MaNa's having an interview with Indie. Like, right, I should reach out. I know that there are some Polish speakers in the chat. Check out Indie stream. Again, the interview is currently underway. I'd love to know if you could give some, like, rough, brief summary translations. It would be nice to hear some, some words from MaNa and what Indie's asking him as well. Like, my questions I would like to ask, but yeah, curious to know what's being said.
Nie stresowałem się też jakoś specjalnie, bo już też się dostałem do Krakowa, także po prostu chciałem grać dalej to, co umiem, to, co ćwiczę.
My Polish is not good enough for these translations. No, I know siema, I know dziękuję, I know dzień dobry. That's limited Polish. MaNa apparently played in TSL 2 and Brood War. Crazy. Also, sorry, a big shout out to Erebus Black as well. There was a raid during the last game, so I do apologize for not giving you a shout out at the time. But a big shout out to Erebus Black. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great broadcast. And thank you so much. Do appreciate it. isn't 4 minutes Roach Warren standard deal with any early adept or speed lots? I would say specifically because he saw the standard timing with the, sorry, winding it back, so I'm just catching up with the chat. If you remember, he saw the standard timing with the hatchery, sorry, with the Nexus. He saw the standard Nexus timing, so because he saw the standard Nexus, that was an early Roach Warren. You would need a Roach Warren at 4 minutes to defend against Twilight Council opener. But if you're up against a standard opener, you can go for a 5-minute Roach Warren instead, from my understanding, which is why we pointed out that it was early. Like there's no need for roaches that early on if you're getting into a standard game. But it's been around for a long time. Crazy. Ooh, but with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate the support. And if you want some more StarCraft action, of course, we are live on a daily basis here on the CranKy Ducklings. But this is leading into a greater event. The Fusion Esports League Cracov offline tournament happening in Krakow in Poland is in 2 weeks. Is in 2 weeks time. And actually, we can show it off here and now. Un momento. Here we go. We have the main event. Bam, and here it is. Okay, so for those of you that maybe haven't been keeping up with recent news, one, I would say you should check out our podcast, because we do talk about all things StarCraft every single week on a weekly basis to catch up on all the tournaments, on all the results, and all the upcoming big events as well. But here we have the Fusion Esports League Cracov 2025 offline tournament. This is a $8,000 prize pool tournament, and there are even global qualifiers, which we did cast. We did cast the global qualifiers on this channel, and there are invites as well. You can see here, bam, we have 4 global invites so far. We have 3 announced. We have Clem, Rainer, and Ubu Thermal. We have 3 players confirmed for the main event. 1 more to be determined, to be announced soon TM from the global invites. Meanwhile, we have the Polish invites. We have Geralt and Elazer. They were both invited here as Polish invites for the main event. Meanwhile, we had the open qualifiers, which we did cast. We did cast them on the channel. We have Christianer, Spirit, MaNa, Skillus, and SOS, so they will also be a part of the main tournament. And bam, we have from the Fusion Esports League Cracov 2025 Polish Championship, that's the event that we just casted, we have Art. Art, he does make it through. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, Art, he wasn't even in the playoffs. Why is Art a part of this? Well, because all the playoff players, they're already in. Like Geralt, Elazer, Spirit, and MaNa, they're all already in. Like they're all already invited or qualified for the main event. And likewise, Christianer, he was the other player. He was the 3rd placing player in his group. Art is the 3rd placing player in his respective group as well. So Christianer was 3rd place in Group A, and Art was 3rd place in Group B. So Christianer, he already made it through, he already qualified, so the seed from this tournament goes and falls on Art. It would have gone to the highest placing player who hasn't already made it into the event through a qualifier, through an invite, and that happens to be Art. So Art, he will make it through from the Fusion Esports League Cracov Polish Championship. So these are the players that are going to be a part of that main event. Again, that's going to be in 2 weeks' time, and we still have 1 player missing, 1 more invite to be announced. So stay tuned, keep an eye on social media for that announcement. And again, this is going to be on the 27th of July. This is the weekend after Esports World Cup. So EWC is right around the corner after the Esports World Cup. Bam! We have the FEL Cracov 2025 tournament. So yes, it's right around the corner. Of course, we're going to be casting this event as well. We'll be casting here on the CranKy Ducklings, as always. You know, we cast everything, man. We cast everything. Speaking of casting everything, bam, as you can see here, we do have our schedule. This is our weekly schedule here. We just wrapped up with the morning cast. You can see there, Fusion Esports League Polish Championship, Monday morning. It is 6 a.m. It's 6 a.m. in the morning here on Monday. I'm going to go get some sleep soon. Tonight, we're going to be live with Wardy TV Monday. That's going to be at 8 p.m. KST. That's going to be at 9 p.m. AEST. That's going to be in 15 hours. In around 15 hours time, we're going to be live with the Wardy TV Monday. Tomorrow, we're going to be live with some StarCraft Evolution League, with the Open Galaxy Cup, with Pigasaur Cup on Wednesday. We have more StarCraft Evolution on Thursday and Friday. And we have the podcast. That's our weekly podcast, where we go over all the events in StarCraft for the week. That's going to be Thursday evening. at 7 p.m. KST. We have Sea Duckling Open on Saturday, and we have Sparkling Tuna Cup on Sunday. So we are live every single day, and as you can see, often we are live multiple times a day as well. We're slowing things down. Usually we only have like 2 half days off a week, but here we want to slow things down. We want to get some rest and get ready for EWC, like Esports World Cup. We're also, for those who don't know, we're also going to be casting that as well. We're not going live, but we have permission to co-stream. We have gotten permission to co-stream Esports World Cup, so we're going to be covering it live here on the channel as well. So because of that, we want to make sure we are well rested and we're at 100% for the Esports World Cup. I also need to find time to catch up on some matches. There are some Stars Agora games that I didn't get to see, and I also didn't get to cast or didn't get to watch some of the RSL games either. And I feel like it's important to catch up on those matches to get a better feel for this current state of play for certain players, specifically for Cyril and Clem, and for Rainer as well, just because for Cyril and Rainer, like, we cast a little bit less of them. So I do feel like I need to watch their games in Stars Agora to, again, get a bit of read, get a bit of feel for what to expect and what to come, and yeah, expectations basically, for EWC. For builds, for playstyles, I think Rainer I have a good grasp, just because Rainer's been more active in online tournaments. For Cyril, less so. For Cyril, a lot of like my thoughts and a lot of my memory, the games that we've casted up from the beginning of the year, less so in recent times, especially because we didn't cast the Pigsty Festival. So I feel like I have to catch up on Stars Agora. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thank you for the support. Just catching up with the chat. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. And if you enjoyed the broadcast, then do check us out over on our social medias, !socials in the chat, and you'll get a link to our socials. We do have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. We upload on YouTube on a daily basis. So if you see something that you want to watch here, if you're like, hey, I didn't know there was a StarCraft 2 podcast on a weekly basis, I want to tune in, well, check out our channel, because it's all there. All the VODs are on YouTube. Likewise, if you want to watch Pigasaur Cup, or if you want to watch the FEL qualifiers, if you missed them, if you want to watch some of those matches, if you want to watch Christiana versus MaNa and that intense PvP, then it's all on YouTube. It's all on YouTube, so do check us out there. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis. We have plenty of content on YouTube. Again, we cast more StarCraft than anyone else out there. We have the quantity, and we have a little bit of the quality as well. If you want to support us monetarily, you can do so via Patreon. We have a Patreon, !Patreon in the chats. Our Patreon specifically funds our tournaments. So if you want to help support tournaments and help support the scene and help support the StarCraft player base, you can do so via the Patreon. Otherwise, thanks for watching. It's 6 a.m. I'm going to go get some food, and then I'm going to go get some rest and get ready for Wardy TV Monday, which again is in 15 hours. So we'll see you then, Pappy. We'll see you then. Or we'll see you tomorrow for StarCraft Evolution, or we'll see you when we see you. You know, we're live every day, so I'm sure you'll be able to tune in at some point throughout the week. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a great rest of your week. And I hope you prepare yourselves for Esports World Cup, because it's right around the corner. And mark your calendars for the Fusion Esports League Cracov tournament as well. With that, thanks for watching. Ciao. Ciao. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hasta luego.